Hey everyone, this is Danny. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. This is where we discuss this week's headlines and try to make some sense out of what's happening in this world. First, I want to give a great shout out to the supporters of the No Kings movement. Your pain and your commitment to standing against authoritarianism is awesome. Just look at this photo from Colorado. Good job, everybody. You've got momentum now, so let's keep it up. I don't really have to read on this to see the energy and the messages that you've brought. It's like this huge aura radiating over the tops of these rallies. But I'm going to pull 3 cards to see if the energy will change anything. Will the rally energy, the energy created by all these beautiful people out on our city streets, supporting each other and supporting the No Kings rally, will that have this energy that's been created, will it have any effect on the government positions? Well, you can see right here, there's some turmoil, there's fighting. This is what's been going on. We're fighting against tyranny. We're fighting against having this authoritarian government that's been trying to be shoved down our throats. Yeah, there's still conflict. Okay, so we have the Empress next, and she's upside down. She's the holder of all these secrets and the secret agendas, and they're all being revealed, I think, now. She's not holding on to them, she's releasing them. So I think that's good. We still have a lot of foolish people in this country, and they telling themselves stories about how the protesters were all paid and things like that. I see the energy shifting, not as much as we'd like it to. We have to keep going and keep out there. And we'll check again next week and see how that's going. Okay. Now let's talk about some hot topics that have been buzzing in the news lately. And I'm going to share my thoughts on them. Oh, by the way, I was right about the Israeli-Hamas ceasefire not holding. And it's important to stay informed about these things too. Okay, let's see. So are we witnessing a pattern where the wealthy are consistently rescued? This seems to be a recurring theme where the rich get bailouts while the rest of us face the consequences of their decisions. Specifically, I'm talking about Argentina. Let me put up this Argentina. First, have you really looked into Trump's 40, and it used to be $20 billion bailout to Argentina? A lot of people are really scratching their heads about this one and how this fits with America first. The president of Argentina right here is Javier Milei, who took office in December of 2023. And he's been a pretty controversial figure in Argentine politics. You could almost call him a Donald Trump clone in the way he's cut his own money, the peso, by half, gutted his government, thrown out the poor, and only deepened the economic stress in his country, as Trump policies are doing here. So Milei is asking for financial assistance due to Argentina's severe economic crisis. Ta-da! High inflation, poverty rates, and debt. So this bailout is seen as a necessary measure to prevent further economic collapse and to stabilize this financial situation in his country. But they're asking for a bailout from us. Let's not forget what Argentina government provides for its citizens. And this might surprise some of you. They have free education, they have universal health care, they have subsidized transport. So maybe we should look at providing that for our own citizens first. Whatever happened to America first? So now let's talk about the billionaires involved in this bailout. It seems like a safety net for those who misjudge their investments in Argentina. Let me put this next clip up. So this is really small, so I'll read portions of it to you because it's really important. So on September 20th, our Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, announced a $20 billion package to rescue the Argentine economy. It was a dramatic move to bail out a country that has little economic impact in the United States. It has since ballooned to 40 million. So on Monday, popular information revealed that the taxpayer-funded bailout had massive economic benefits for hedge fund billionaire Rob Citron, a personal friend and former colleague of Bessent. Citron's fund, Discovery Capital, had bet heavily on Argentina, pushing Argentine debt and equity in numerous companies closely tied to the country's overall economy. So he reflected that his belief was that Milei's right-wing economic program, much like Trump's, which emphasizes deregulation and sharply reduces government spending, although we don't do that, would revitalize the Argentine economy. But this spring, Citron reportedly urged Bessent to help Milei secure a separate $20 billion package from International Monetary Fund. Those funds began to arrive in April, but they weren't sufficient, and so that's where the second $20 billion comes in. So Citron was not the only billionaire investor in Argentina that got hammered when Milei cut the peso by 50%. BlackRock was one of the other ones. And I can't remember the names of all the lists, but I'm sure it's online somewhere. So what I'm going to ask is this bailout actually, I know it's halfway there, but Trump is holding the other $20 billion. I think he wants to see if Milei is going to get reelected. They have reelections this fall, and I don't think Trump has given it out if it's going to be a liberal president there. So he's only going to help Milei if Milei gets reelected. So let's see. First, will Milei be reelected? Let's just find that out. Will Milei be reelected? Oh, there's money changing hands. Let me reduce this. Okay. There's money changing hands. They're trying to get him elected. They're going to promote him. They have plans. Now, the King of Swords, he's on a knife edge. He wants to be president, but he's gonna, I think he's gonna squeak it by. I think he's very unpopular, but it could go either way. But are they celebrating before, all their eggs are hatched? We don't know yet. So I'd say it's a toss-up. It's really on the edge of whether or not he's going to get elected again. And let's ask about Trump's funds to Argentina. Oh, I see a lot of trouble. 7 of Wands, 5 of Wands. and in the end, swords. There's going to be a fight in Argentina over who becomes the next president, and there's going to be a fight here in the U.S. on whether we want to send any more money down there. So we've planted a sword in the ground. It's there. The money's there. And at this point, it's not, under this energy right now, it's not going to get released. So they're still waiting on what's going to happen to the president. That energies cannot tell me whether or not he's going to win. So they can't tell me whether or not the money's going to be released. Okay, let's go on. It's getting harder and harder to figure out whether or not we're being lied to, what's real and what's AI. And it's being used against us by taking real photos and situations and making us believe one way or the other. So what I'm trying to say is they'll take a real photo and then they'll tell us it's AI to make us believe that what we're seeing is not real. Okay? So this is morally wrong and at the very least unethical. But it also makes it way easier for us to follow the trail of those trying to lie to us. So look at this photo. Now, this is supposed to be an alleged terror site, or more than one in Gaza, Iran, Lebanon, and Syria. This is propaganda from the Israeli army. You know what these are? These are really images from 3D video games. Some American content creator, AI, and a Scottish Maritime Museum. So stunts like this undermine our trust. It's unethical, creates a lie to the public to distort the view of what's happening, and they got caught. And I want to know if that's going to make them quit. So let's take a look. Is the Israeli propaganda machine that got caught faking videos going to continue with its practices, or since they got caught, are they going to discontinue that and try something else? Okay. So you can see, let me go back to me here. This is the Wheel of Fortune. They're going to continue. It's just going to go around again. They're going to do other sneaky stuff. There is some growth. They're going to find other things that they can do that's more sophisticated. And they've got plenty of money behind them to do it. And they've got plans. So, yeah, that's not going to stop them at all. It's not even going to slow them down, doesn't look like. Oh my gosh, we need to be monitoring the situation and the public talk about it and see if we can continue to watch these tactics. Don't believe everything you see on the internet or elsewhere. I saw that Jack Smith has been asked to testify before the House Judiciary Committee. Now remember, he has the full report and all the accompanying records from his investigation into Trump's hoarding of the classified documents and the obstruction of justice at Mar-a-Lago after this years-long mega cover-up. But I have the strong feeling that they may call him up there, not for that, right? He's probably number one on their enemies list. So will he go before the Judiciary Committee? I guess I think I need to read on that. Okay, so here's what you get. He's still making his decision on whether or not to go. He's got a lot of information, but he really doesn't think that they're going to let him provide that there. So they just want to bring him in there and harangue him, and he's not going to give out his information. He's be going against the wind. See, the devil would love to have him go there, but there's a pause. There's going to be a time to wait. I think the information is going to come out, but it's not for a while, and there will be justice for this. So he's got the information, and the Republicans want to discredit him, and so they want to try to get him in front of the Judiciary Committee. Excuse me, hiccups. And I don't think that's going to happen. Not unless he has some way of, if they call him, he could put the information into the record, but I didn't see that in the cards. It was hard to decide which of the fires that I wanted to read on. So thanks for hanging out with me today. If you're interested in more discussions, check out my other channel, The Secret Ledger, where I will be reading and discussing Virginia Giuffre's book, Nobody's Girl. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.